Greta Van Fleet singer Josh Kiska and bassist Sam Kiska are opening up on the band's anticipated sophomore album. The record is called The Battle at Garden's Gate and will be released on April 16th via Lava Records. The forthcoming album will be a big but calculated risk for the band, as they move away from their signature sound that was heavily influenced by Led Zeppelin. In fact, the musicians outright declare during a new interview that the album won't even sound remotely like Zeppelin. More on that in just a moment, but if you're new here, subscribe to Rockfeed with notifications on so you don't miss out on updates about your favorite bands.
Really young.
Yeah.
I've seen him and
I hate him.
he has got such a huge voice, that young fella, the
and he
front man.
borrowed it from somebody I know very well.
Obviously, everyone, including Led Zeppelin's own Robert Plant, has noticed the stylistic similarities between Zeppelin and Greta Van Fleet. And while virtually everyone acknowledges the band is immensely talented, they just can't seem to get out from under the constant comparisons to Led Zeppelin. So now, in a new interview, they're addressing those comparisons and saying that they will be moving away from that sound on their new record. Speaking about the new album on the Zane Lowe Show, bassist Sam Kiska said, "One word that would not describe this album appropriately would be ambient. I think what we did and what we generally try to do is create a really dynamic album. And that's what I think we have achieved here. It's really like a puzzle, and each song is a piece, and everything is necessary in that equation. And it was like the themes even tie through and connect between one song to the next. It really does not exist in the same world and connects to the same world of the previous album, but I think it's an evolved form of Greta Van Fleet that's here and now, and I think that's how artists seem to try to do." Singer Josh Kiska added, "You don't want to be stagnant. Oh, never. And I think we're at that point where we can finally say, yeah, Led Zeppelin's obviously a big influence for us, because we are not making music that sounds really anything remotely like that. What The Battle at Garden's Gate is that coming-of-age sound that Greta Van Fleet has and how Greta Van Fleet relates to the 21st century." Sam added, "There's plenty of love left in this world, even though it may not seem like it. That's what Heat Above is all about, rising to the stars together. In a way, it acts as a bit of a thesis on the whole body of work. And it really does, I think, particularly bridge the previous album with this newest album. Years in the making. This song has been years in the making. This particular track, I think, is the oldest track on the album. We pulled it off the shelf, dusted it off, and reformatted it, and we did some writing with it. And I think it translated. I think in a way particularly interesting is that it's lived so much through time and so much change. And I think it's gotten to this point. But I would say that's the story of a lot of the tracks, actually all the songs that we've ever done. It sometimes only ever gets so far as to germinate and never plant it. But that is definitely one that's come full circle. Greta Van Fleet's new single, Heat Above, was recently released, and as the band said, it does seem to be a significant departure from the similarities that we had previously heard between them and Led Zeppelin. And you could look for their new album, The Battle at Garden's Gate, on April 16th via Lava Records. That's all for now. Subscribe to Rockfeed for news and updates on your favorite bands. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.